Over 200 cars, each worth millions of dollars. Some of them are the only one in the world, and they all sit in one man's private garage. The Qatari Emir's car collection is worth more than some countries' entire automotive industries. Today, we're opening the doors to that garage. In this video, I'm not just showing you cars. I'll explain how they were collected, why they're so special, and why some of them can't be bought with money alone. If you're ready, welcome to the world's most expensive private car collection. Qatar, a small but incredibly wealthy Gulf nation. 40 kilometers outside the capital Doha, in the middle of desert sands, a massive structure rises. Even in satellite imagery, this complex can't be fully identified. From the outside, it looks like an ordinary industrial facility. No flashy signs, no luxury details. But this is intentional, because what's hidden inside is so valuable that every precaution has been taken to avoid attention. The building's total area exceeds 50,000 square meters. Inside are 3 climate-controlled separate halls. Each hall is dedicated to a different car category. The first hall houses classic cars, the second modern hypercars, and the third one-off custom orders. This garage isn't just for cars. Inside is a fully equipped maintenance workshop, tire storage, spare parts rooms, and even a custom paint studio. Because these cars don't go to regular service centers, everything is done here, on-site. Security is military-base level, 24-hour armed guards, facial recognition systems, motion sensors, and double-locked doors. Entry requires not just a fingerprint but also iris scanning and voice password. And even with all this, the number of people who can enter doesn't exceed 10. The Qatari Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, 43 years old, leading the country since 2013. But his passion for cars goes back much further. During his youth while studying in Europe, he bought his first luxury car, a Ferrari F40. Even for that time, it was an expensive car, around $500,000. But the real collection began taking shape in the 2010s. Sheikh Tamim was a prince, and his father was ruling the country. During that period, Qatar was breaking records with natural gas export revenues, and the young prince decided to channel this wealth toward his automotive passion. His first major purchase was made in 2011. At an auction in Switzerland, a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO went up for sale. It sold for a record price at the time, $32 million. The buyer? A representative from Qatar. The car was sent directly to Doha and became one of the collection's most valuable pieces. This purchase created shockwaves in the automotive world, because until then, Gulf collectors were mostly interested in modern cars. But the young prince had chosen a different path, collecting classic, modern, and one-off production cars. When you enter the garage's first hall, you feel like you're in a museum. Over 50 classic cars are displayed here. But these aren't ordinary classics. Each one is a turning point in automotive history. The most eye-catching piece is a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR standing in the corner. Only 2 of these cars were produced, and one is still in the Mercedes Museum. The other is here. How did they acquire it? No one knows for sure, but rumors say a special offer was made to Mercedes, $140 million. And the company realized they couldn't refuse that figure. Right next to it stands a 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti. Only 4 of these were made, designed for racing, V12 engine, handmade body. It sold at auction in 2016 for $35 million. But the prince bought it before the auction. How? He contacted Ferrari directly and offered the seller a higher price, $40 million. In the center of the hall, specially displayed in a glass cube, is a car, 1936 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. This car is one of the rarest pieces in automotive history. Only 3 were produced and 1 is missing. This piece in the collection was purchased from Ralph Lauren's collection. The price wasn't disclosed, but experts estimate it's over $100 million. Other classics line the walls: Jaguar E-Type, Aston Martin DB5, Porsche 356 Speedster, each restored, preserved with original parts. And none of them hit the road. They're only displayed here, in a climate-controlled environment. When you move to the second hall, the atmosphere completely changes. This is no longer a museum, but a superpower showcase. The world's fastest, most expensive, and rarest modern cars stand here. First in line is the Bugatti collection, exactly 7 different Bugattis, Veyron, Chiron, Divo, 110, each in a different color with different features. But the most striking is the custom-ordered Bugatti La Voiture Noire. Only one exists in the world, and its price is $18.7 million. Completely black, carbon fiber body, 1,500 horsepower, and it's never been used. The odometer shows only 12 kilometers. Right next to it stands the Pagani collection, Zonda, Huayra, Imola, a total of 5 Paganis, each handmade, each in custom colors. The most expensive is the Pagani Huayra BC, valued at $3.5 million. Interior is a mix of brown leather and carbon fiber. Exterior is blue-silver gradient. Only 20 were produced, and this is one of them. At the very end of the hall, on a special platform, sits a Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. This car uses diamond dust carbon coating instead of regular carbon fiber. It sparkles in sunlight as if its surface is covered with crystals. Only 2 were produced. Floyd Mayweather bought one. The other is here. Price, $4.8 million. And of course there are Lamborghinis, Aventador, Veneno, Cian, a total of 9 different Lamborghinis, but the most special is the golden yellow Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. Only 9 were produced, and this is number 3 in the series. Value, $8.3 million. The engine sound alone is an aesthetic experience. When you enter the 3rd hall, you immediately notice something. The cars here are unlike any you've seen anywhere else, because these aren't catalog products. These are custom orders, one-off productions, cars made only for Sheikh Tamim. The first car is a Rolls-Royce swept tail. When it was introduced in 2017, it made worldwide news because its price of $13 million made it the most expensive new car at the time. But what's truly surprising is that it was completely custom designed for the customer. Rolls-Royce's design team developed this car for 4 years, inspired by 1920s classic yacht design. Interior is hand-stitched leather, dashboard inspired by Swiss watches. And there's only this one in the world. Right next to it stands a Ferrari SP38. This car is a Ferrari model the public has never seen, because Ferrari offers a one-off program for special customers. Meaning if you're wealthy enough and have good relations with Ferrari, they can design a car just for you. Sheikh Tamim did exactly that. He took the Ferrari 488 chassis but had the body completely redesigned. Result, a Ferrari that exists nowhere else in the world. Price wasn't disclosed, but estimates are around $4 million. The most interesting piece stands in the corner, Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro. This car is normally not street legal because it was designed only for the track. Formula One technology used, aerodynamic design, 1,100 horsepower. Only 25 will be produced, and this is one of the first delivered. Value, $3.5 million. But there's a special detail here. Custom modifications were made so the car can be driven on regular roads. So technically, this car is now completely unique. At the very end of the hall, the car in front of you surprises you, a Land Rover Defender, but not an ordinary Defender. This car is completely custom built. Exterior is matte black carbon fiber coating. Interior is white leather and gold details. Engine isn't original. An LSV8 engine was installed. Wheel rims are custom design, carbon ceramic brakes, adaptive suspension system. It looks more like art than a road car. Cost, $2 million. Now you might be thinking, aren't these expensive cars enough? Answer, no. Because some cars aren't just expensive, they're also adorned with gold and diamonds. In a special corner of the garage, under spotlights, 3 cars stand. All have gold-plated details. First is a Lamborghini Aventador. But not an ordinary Aventador. This car's entire exterior surface is covered with gold leaf. Yes, literally not gold-colored, but real gold leaf. It shines incredibly under the sun. The company that did this work is a Dubai-based custom coating firm. Cost for just the coating, $300,000. Total value, including the car, $2.5 million. The second car is even more extreme. Rolls-Royce Phantom. What makes this car special is its interior details. Real gold strips around the dashboard. Gold inlaid steering wheel rim. Even the gear shift is gold detailed. But the truly surprising part is the ceiling. It has Rolls-Royce's famous starlight ceiling, but the stars are made of Swarovski crystals instead of regular LEDs. The interior is a complete sky illusion. Total cost, $1.8 million. The third car is the most controversial, Bugatti Veyron. This car's engine cover, side panels, and rims are platinum coated. Yes, not gold, platinum, because platinum is rarer and more expensive. Money spent on this process, $400,000, and the car has never been used. It just sits here, on display. How are such valuable cars protected? Answer: with obsessive precision. At the back of the garage is a fully equipped maintenance workshop. This isn't a regular service center. It's a facility equipped with equipment used by Formula One teams. Special lifting systems imported from Italy, diagnostic devices imported from Germany, Swiss-made precision measuring instruments. 12 full-time mechanics work in the workshop. But these aren't ordinary mechanics. So how does Sheikh Tamim find and buy these cars? The answer is more complex than you'd think. A special team manages the collection. This team consists of 6 people. 2 automotive experts, 2 auction consultants, 1 legal expert, and 1 logistics coordinator. This team constantly monitors auction houses, private sellers, and collectors worldwide. When a car goes up for sale, the team immediately springs into action. First, the car's history is researched. How many owners has it had? Any accident history? Is the restoration original? Then an evaluation is made. If the car fits the collection, an offer is prepared. Most of the time, they don't even enter the auction. Because Sheikh Tamim doesn't want to compete in open bidding. Instead, direct contact is made with the seller, and most of the time, an irrefusable offer is presented. An example: in 2019, an American collector decided to sell his 1967 Ford GT40. Auction house Sotheby's announced the estimated price as $10 million. But a week before the auction, an offer came from Qatar, $14 million immediate cash. The collector accepted. The car was sent to Doha without going to auction. Sometimes it works in reverse. Sheikh Tamim wants a specific car, but the car isn't for sale. Then what happens? A special offer is made to the car owner. We know you don't want to sell, but we'd still like to make an offer approach. And most of the time, this price is so high it can't be refused. Now, the most important question: are these cars used, or do they just sit on display? Answer: both. Some cars are definitely never used, especially classic cars and one-off pieces. These are preserved like museum items. The kilometers on their odometers haven't increased since they were last purchased, because they're not used so they don't lose value. But modern cars are occasionally used. Sheikh Tamim sometimes arrives at special events with a car from his collection. Usually a Bugatti or Lamborghini is preferred. But these drives are very limited. Only between the palace and event venue. No long trips. There's also a private track. 5 kilometers from the garage in the middle of the desert, a 4-kilometer closed test track has been built. This is used only for collection cars. Sheikh Tamim and close friends come here to test the cars, accompanied by professional drivers in a safe environment. Special events are also held at this track. Several times a year, invited guests are brought. Automotive journalists from Europe, famous collectors, automotive company executives. The collection is shown to them and they drive on the track. But public viewing is absolutely forbidden. This track isn't even clearly visible in satellite images. Green tents surround it, so from above the interior isn't visible. Sheikh Tamim's collection continues to grow. An average of 10 to 15 new cars are added each year. And the goal is very clear: to have the world's most valuable private car collection. 2024 plans include several major purchases. Preparations are underway for a 1954 Maserati A6 GCS going to auction in Italy. Estimated value is $6 million, but the team is prepared to go up to $10 million. Also, a special agreement is being made with McLaren. Only 106 units of McLaren's newly developed Speedtail model will be produced. Sheikh Tamim has ordered one in custom colors. Price, $2.3 million, but the real big plan is to open the collection to the public. Of course, not truly open to the public, but in a special museum to be opened in Qatar. Part of the collection will be displayed. This museum is planned to open in 2026, designed by an Italian architect. The building will feature not just car exhibitions, but automotive history, technology development, and interactive experiences. This museum is also part of Qatar's tourism strategy. Tourism and culture investments are being made for the post-oil economy, and this car collection will be its showcase. Of course, a $2 billion car collection doesn't go without criticism. Environmental activists criticize the concentration of so many high-emission cars in one person's hands. Comments like, "Each emits tons of carbon yearly, but they're never used or made." On social media, some groups ask, how many schools, hospitals could be built with this money? Especially considering Qatar's controversies regarding migrant worker rights, such luxury spending draws more backlash. But there are counter-arguments too. Collection defenders say this is a personal hobby and harms no one. Also, these cars don't lose value, they actually become more valuable each year. So this can also be seen as an investment strategy. Automotive experts look at it from a different angle. According to them, such collections preserve automotive history. Because these cars are restored, maintained, and passed on to future generations. If there weren't collectors like Sheikh Tamim, most of these cars would rot away. The Qatari Emir's collection isn't the only major car collection in the Gulf. One of Dubai's former leaders has over 300 cars in his collection, but most are SUVs and luxury sedans. The sports car ratio is lower. A prince in Saudi Arabia has a collection focused entirely on modified cars. They buy regular cars and have them altered in custom shops. Nissan GT-RS modified to 2,000 horsepower, wide-body Ferraris. But what makes Sheikh Tamim's collection special is its diversity and concentration of rare pieces. It has classic, modern, and one-off production cars. This mixed structure makes the collection one of the most valuable worldwide. According to Forbes' 2023 report, 3 of the world's 10 most valuable private car collections are in the Gulf region, and Sheikh Tamim's is second on the list. So there you have it, the Qatari Emir's $2 billion car collection, over 200 cars, each worth millions. From classic Ferraris to modern Bugattis, from one-off Rolls-Royces to gold-plated Lamborghinis, everything is here. This collection isn't just an indicator of wealth, it's also a reflection of passion, strategy, and respect for automotive history. Sheikh Tamim doesn't collect these cars just to own them. He preserves them, restores them, and plans to pass them to future generations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more videos like this, could you please hit that like button and let us know? Because in upcoming videos, more luxury, more cars, and more shocking truths await you. See you in the next video.